Hello, and welcome to this week's show. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm your host, Trey Winowitz, and you're watching Right on the Money. Our goal for the show is to always equip you, the viewer, with accurate financial information so that you can make educated decisions for both you and your family. We've got a great show lined up for you today, so thanks for watching. We're going to be tackling some difficult financial questions, and we want to take some things that could be somewhat complicated and make them simple and easy to understand. So come on in and have some fun with us.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, Trey Winowitz was forced to move himself and his family over 600 miles north and begin his financial planning practice again, from scratch. Since then, Winowitz Financial has become a national success story, establishing itself as a trusted source for financial advice in and around East Tennessee. In return, Trey gives back to the community by sponsoring monthly educational workshops and annual charity events. He also hosts a weekly radio show informing and entertaining those in need of financial advice. So, if you'd like to understand more about today's challenging financial environment, if you'd like to overcome your current financial situation, and want to learn from someone with a track record of overcoming, stay tuned for some trusted financial advice that's right on the money.
Now let's get to our main topic, tried and true strategies for any market. One of the questions I've been asked just this week is, what are you telling your clients to do in this type of stock market? Well, the answer is that there are tried and true bits of advice that I've been giving for years. I still give them, and they've continued to work no matter what's going on in the market. Oddly enough, I've been saying the same things for over 12 years now, and even as we're recording this show, these are things that continue to produce results for our clients. Year after year, markets up, markets down, elections, tragedies, wars, these are some of my fundamentals, and we're going to talk about them today. So here's what we'll cover on today's show. Number one, knowing your investment priorities. People generally want safety, liquidity, and returns. Now you can't have them all, so you have to prioritize them. Number two, knowing your cost. What are you paying in investment fees or management fees? What are you paying in commissions? Get a review of those by someone who's independent. And number three, knowing your risks. What are some things out there that could cause you to lose money? How can you or do you control them? How do you protect from them? Well, we've got to take a little break now, but when we come back, I'll talk to you more about this important topic. Stay tuned for more trusted advice that's right on the money.
For the last few years, it's been harder to make a consistent return on your money. Are you paying too many fees? Could you get cheaper life insurance rates? Could you pay less taxes? Join the hundreds of others that have dramatically saved money using a free fee analysis. That means you've got to make sure your money is working efficiently for you. Call Winowitz Financial today, 691-2433. That's 691-2433, and start saving money today.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Trey Winowitz, and you're watching Right on the Money. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about tried and true strategies for any stock market. Let's talk first about knowing your priorities. When it comes to your investments, knowing priorities is a very important thing and can serve you very well. Your priorities can differ greatly from your neighbor, your brother or sister, and definitely from your parents. Your priorities are dependent on your age, your income, and risk tolerance. Figure out what things are important to you, and that can help you choose the financial professional you want to work with. I try to be very clear and upfront with people, let them know I'm not the best fit for everyone. And when I can help you out financially, I still may not be the best person to handle all of your money. I always like to help you out with the things that I'm good at and then introduce you to other professionals if you need help in other areas. I have a team of professionals around me who are excellent in their respective fields. The first is a group of CPAs that work for us and help us throughout the year, but especially during tax time. Next, we have an in-house mortgage company run by a very honest and experienced mortgage professional. And day to day, I have a primary focus on retirement and financial planning. Having a team allows me to focus on what I do without getting distracted by other things. Generally, my clients agree on 3 things when we work together: safety first or protection of their principal, a reasonable rate of return, and keeping things simple and easy to understand. That's what I personally love to do for people. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of other things that we can help you with also, like evaluating whether or not it makes sense to refinance your home, or helping you get your tax returns prepared and filed. We also have a number of money managers for people who would like to try to make a little bit more return with some of their money. And these managers have a proven track record of helping protect your money when the market takes a dive. Now let me take you back to the last 4 big downturn years. Remember those dates? 2000, 2001, 2002, and 08. What if you just had gotten that second opinion that you thought about getting? And you had worked with someone who actively watched your account all the time and didn't just tell you to buy and hold and hang tight. It probably would have made a big difference for you, and you might not have lost as much money as some people did throughout those downturns. Now we'll go to a commercial now, but when we get back, we'll talk more in depth about the rest of my tried and true strategies. Stay tuned for more advice that's right on the money.
Are you planning for retirement? Which path should you take? How can you avoid mistakes? What about a second opinion? Get sound advice for today's market. Make sure your future is secure. With principal protection, reasonable returns, simplicity and safety, call Winowitz Financial today to schedule your complimentary financial review at 865-691-2433. Executive Lending Group is a local independently owned mortgage company committed to providing you with high-quality financial services, as well as the lowest rates available in today's market. Chris Holgroff is a mortgage professional who will work with you one-on-one to ensure your mortgage is tailored to meet your specific financial needs. His 12 years of experience in the industry will help you find the right loan program at the lowest rate.
Call me anytime at 865-257-7777. We look forward to working with you.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Trey Winowitz, and you're watching Right on the Money. Today we've been talking about tried and true strategies for any stock market. In the first segment, we covered knowing your priorities. It's one of my tried and true strategies that's worked the past, and it continues to work going forward. The second thing we want to talk about today is knowing your cost. I know a lot of you watching today are business owners, and I'm sure you'd agree it's very important to know your cost when it comes to not going into debt and turning a profit. It's critical for a small business, right? What about personal or family budgets? Don't you think it's important to know your costs there? And of course, isn't money a limited resource? It's amazing to me how many people in their personal lives really don't know how much they spend. Everyone's concerned with what they make, but it's usually more about what you keep. Kind of like you're investing. My philosophy is helping you keep more of your money. That's a combination of earning interest and not losing money, and not paying too many fees as well. I can't tell you how many people come into the office and not only want me to review their accounts for performance, but more importantly for fees. Those can have a dramatic impact on your bottom line. What I like to do in my initial meetings with clients is to go through and help them understand the fees that they're being charged and what their accounts are costing them to own. That way they can weigh the performance against the earnings and see if they feel like they're getting their money's worth from their manager or advisor. Most of the time, we can help you find more efficient places for your money. This allows you to get the same return a lot of times with less risk. Give us a call at the office and we'll take a look at your accounts and see what we can come up with. I'll walk you through a complimentary fee report and you can make sure that you're not overpaying. The last thing I want to cover today is to know your risk. While it's important to know your risk tolerance, I also want to know or let you realize that there's a lot of things that can affect your retirement investments that you can't control. When I'm creating a retirement plan or an investment strategy for someone who's called in from the radio show or attended one of our seminars, I want them to realize how true diversification can eliminate risks and protects them from things that they can't control. What are some examples of these things? How about rising oil prices or terrorist attacks? The European crisis? What about natural disasters? Have they affected your retirement? But should they have? What about all the other things that you can't control that affect your investments negatively? Do you really have a plan that helps eliminate these risks or helps minimize the effects on your money? Or is your investment advisor just spreading out your money so that you lose money in 25 different places? When you understand the risks of today's market, you have to ask, what would affect you more? Gaining an extra 2 to 4% if the market went up, or losing 20% of what you have left? The last time you lost big, it took you 5 years to get back even. Some of you are still trying to get there. And the time before that, it took 7 years. Well, some of you out there, you have another chance to get it right. Let me help you get it right this time. The reality is, the markets at the close of 2012 were finally back to the 2000-year levels. It took over 12 years. The biggest problem is that those of you who were invested in the markets in 2000 and were 60 years old are now 72 and you haven't made any money. If you were 50 then, you're 62 now with no more money than what you put in. And you don't have time to do that again, do you? Isn't it time to look for another strategy that could give you a different result? Could we help you out? Our bottom line today is this: know your investment priorities. You have to figure out what's important to you and work with an advisor who shares the same beliefs. Don't let them dictate what you think. Know your cost. Check the fees. Compare the performance. Use me as an outside resource and make sure that you know about all the fees. And finally, know the risks. There are too many unknowns out there in today's market. Wouldn't you like to have a plan out there where you made more new money instead of always recouping old money? Let's sit down and make sure that you have what you want. Coming up after the break, we'll learn how people just like you benefited from a no-cost second opinion. Please don't miss our Money Matters segment.
I don't know about you, but what's been going on in the U.S. economy, and especially Europe, scares me. There are too many things that we can't control affecting our investments. We have to do our best to educate ourselves about the best options out there to protect our nest egg. The best way to do that is to call Winowitz Financial and reserve a seat at their next free educational workshop. There's usually a waiting list for these, so call today to reserve your seat. 691-2433. That's 691-2433.
Now that we're back, I'd like to tell you about some real-life folks that you can relate to, because it never hurts to have an extra pair of objective eyes take a look at your situation and see what can be improved. But sometimes not getting a second opinion can be very costly to your family. Even if the strategies you're using can't be improved on, people say it's a huge comfort when I tell them that what they're doing is working well for them and they should continue with that plan. However, in some cases they discover that products or strategies that they thought worked a certain way actually don't work that way. So what I want to do is take a second to introduce you to a few people who came in my office recently for that no obligation second opinion, just to be sure. And these folks are glad that they did. If you'd like to be a part of this Money Matters segment, please give us a call at the office and schedule a complimentary review. Now let's take a look at this week's case. Jana, can you bring me my notes? Sure. Thanks. Today's case study involves a 39-year-old husband in sales and a wife, 42, who's a dental hygienist. They have 2 children, 8 and 11, and they're from Loudon, Tennessee. These folks called in for a meeting after watching our television show that you're watching today. So their main concerns when they came in to see me was, do they have enough life insurance, was one of theirs. The other thing is, with all of the talk about refinancing and mortgage rates, they had a mortgage that was a 5.75 interest rate, and they weren't sure if it made sense to refinance their mortgage or not. Lastly, both had old 401ks from previous employers, and they were wondering if they should roll those over or kind of leave them where they were. So what we went through, our steps to success, we shopped their insurance, as we do a lot of times. Being independent, we shopped them with a lot of A-rated carriers to see if we could get them any better rates or maybe some longer guarantees on their life insurance. Secondly, we got in touch with our trusted mortgage professional. We actually have one in-house, and anybody who wants to talk with them, you get a friends and family discount on closing cost. But they did a comparison with the mortgage person to compare their current mortgage and also analyze different options with new interest rates and different terms. Lastly, we compared some investment choices with their old 401ks to try to find some safer options and add some guarantees to their plan for retirement. Results, we were actually able to get them both $100,000 more life insurance and keep their premiums exactly the same. So it really paid off to shop those life insurance rates with today's new mortality tables. Secondly, we helped them choose, after analyzing their refinance option, we helped them choose between a different refinance option, lowered their mortgage rate, and helped them save over $100,000 in interest over the life of their loan. Lastly, we helped look at some different no-fee alternatives for their IRAs that had some guarantees to them so that when they get ready to retire, they'll have some money that they can count on for the rest of their lives. Give us a call today for a complimentary review, and if your scenario gets picked for the show, you're going to receive a Right on the Money prize pack. But most of all, we want to help you. Coming up next, another opportunity for you to be a part of the show. Post it on our Facebook, tweet us, or email us your financial questions, and stick around for the viewer mail section.
For the last few years, it's been harder to make a consistent return on your money. Are you paying too many fees? Could you get cheaper life insurance rates? Could you pay less taxes? Join the hundreds of others that have dramatically saved money using a free fee analysis. That means you've got to make sure your money is working efficiently for you. Call Winowitz Financial today, 691-2433. That's 691-2433, and start saving money today.
Welcome back to Right on the Money. I'm your host, Trey Winowitz, and it's time for you, the viewer, to be an integral part of this show, Viewer Mail. This is the part of the show where you send us your questions about anything financial. In order to get your questions to me, you can post them on our Facebook page, tweet your question to me at TreyWTV, or email them to me at advice@TreyWTV. If your question happens to get answered for the show, you'll receive a Right on the Money prize pack just for your willingness to help out our other viewers. This package has a retail value of over $50, so please don't stop sending us those questions. Our first viewer mail question today is, how do insurance companies make money? You know, people ask me that all the time, and the fact is, insurance companies usually make money hand over fist, or very well. But seriously, it kind of depends on what products you purchase from them. And in some of their products, they make money just like banks by using your money over time. In other products, they make money like brokerage firms, and they charge you fees. In the cases of insurance, they have people called actuaries that work for them, and actuaries actually calculate based on your age and health how long you're going to live and how long they're going to get to collect your premiums. This is how the products are priced. We work with a lot of different insurance companies for a variety of needs, and I'd be happy to look at anything you're considering and see if we can find it for you, maybe with a different carrier that would be cheaper. That would be life insurance, long-term care insurance, or annuity products. Even better, give us a call at the office and I'll send you a free DVD copy about our show that we did on banks, bonds, and insurance companies that detailed all of the different options and answered a lot of your questions. Thanks a lot for the Facebook post. And our next question is, my employer is offering me pension options. How do I choose among all the different options? You know, that's a great question. That answer depends on a variety of factors, and generally the options that pensions offer are these. There's a lifetime annuity, and during the lifetime annuity option, it generally offers the highest monthly payout. The downside is if you take that option and you die, your family receives nothing. Then there are also a number of survivor options. The pros are, in these options, your spouse can continue with the payment when you pass away, but the downside is your lifetime payment is generally less. Sometimes there's things that you can do to position yourself to take a much higher payout, and also you want to take into consideration other factors that may also play a part in your income and your retirement plan. We take some time and analyze those types of things, help give you the information to make your best decision. Give us a call and we can help you look at this, work through this situation, and help you find a good answer. The last question we have time for today is this. Do I need a will? Well, regardless of how much or how little money you have, a will ensures that all your personal belongings and assets will go to the family members or beneficiaries that you designate. Now, without a will, the court makes these decisions. If you have children, a will is a must. It ensures that you get to choose your children's guardian if you were to pass away. Now, few people plan to die in the near future, but if you were to suddenly die without a will, you'd be subjecting your family and loved ones to confusion, anxiety, and already a difficult time. Stick around after this short break for Right on the Street. See what some local people just like you think about the stock market and other financial topics. You may actually see someone that you know.
Are you planning for retirement? Which path should you take? How can you avoid mistakes? What about a second opinion? Get sound advice for today's market. Make sure your future is secure. With principal protection, reasonable returns, simplicity and safety, call Winowitz Financial today to schedule your complimentary financial review at 865-691-2433.
Are you looking to recruit and retain great employees? Would you like to reduce your retirement plan cost? Now you can offer employees the opportunity to keep their retirement funds protected and growing. Separate yourself from your competition. Make a difference in the retirement of your employees with little to no additional cost to you and no change to your TPA, payroll, or existing 401k company. Call Winowitz Financial today to find out more about this exciting new product.
And we're back. This is Right on the Money, and I'm Trey Winowitz. See what some local people just like you think about the stock market and other financial topics. You may actually see someone that you know. Life insurance. Do you own life insurance?
Yes.
What type of life
Well,
insurance?
no, I don't got life.
You don't have it. Okay, that's all right. What about life insurance? Do you own life insurance?
Life insurance.
Yeah. Do you own any?
No.
Okay. When do you think somebody should buy life insurance?
Before they die.
Before they die. That's exactly right. When do you think someone should think about owning life insurance?
Well, Renee.
Do you own life insurance?
Yes, through work.
Okay. Do you own life insurance?
I have some through work, yes.
Okay. What about life insurance? Do you own life insurance?
A little bit. We do.
What's your favorite Elvis song?
My favorite Elvis song is My Way.
My Way? Can you sing a little bit of that first?
Love, it is near, so I face the final curtain.
When should someone buy life insurance, do you think?
I suspect when they're younger because it's less expensive then and to protect their families.
And when's a good time, do you think, for people to start considering owning life insurance?
As young as possible.
I probably should have started sooner, but I probably started in my 30s.
My friend, I'll say clear, stay my case, of which I'm certain.
Are you more likely to die if you own term life insurance or whole life insurance?
I don't know.
Is one any more likely to die if they own term insurance or whole life insurance?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, I agree.
I live, life is full. I traveled each and every highway.
Okay, what kind of life insurance is it?
It's through the university that I work for, so.
Okay. And is that the University of Missouri?
You're good.
Oh, I was just going by the tiger.
What, you mean this tiger?
Yeah, that one right there. Almost looks like an LSU tiger.
It almost does.
Why do you think different companies offer more than one type of life insurance?
So you can see what the best life insurance is.
What's long term for you?
Oh, I plan to live to be 140, so probably another 80 years.
Okay, that's pretty long term.
And more, much more than this. I did my highway.
That was awesome. And we're back. This is Right on the Money, and I'm Trey Winowitz. We're just getting ready to wrap up the show, but before we go, I'd like to tell you about an old Louisiana tradition called lagniappe. Lagniappe means to give someone a little something extra, and the way that we want to do that here at Right on the Money is to brighten your day at the end of our show. So with that, here's a little lagniappe for you. Where's my Sunday paper? The irate customer calling the newspaper office shouted into the phone. She demanded to know why her Sunday edition of her paper was missing from the front porch. Madam, said the newspaper employee, today's Saturday. The Sunday paper's not delivered till tomorrow, on Sunday. There was a long pause on the other end of the phone, followed by a ray of recognition as the elderly lady was heard to mutter, well, shucks, that explains why nobody was at church. And that, my friends, is a little lagniappe for you. I want to personally thank you for watching our show today. I hope you found our show helpful as well as a little bit entertaining. If there's anything at all I can help you with financially, please don't hesitate to call our office. And remember, any plan that we come up with will always have three main goals for your money. Safety first, or protection of your principal, is always number one. Making a reasonable return on your money in what some would consider an unreasonable market. And number three, keeping your plans simple and easy to understand. If that sounds like something you want, I know I can help you. Also, please keep the financial questions coming. We'll do our best to get them answered on the show. I'll see you next week at 3 o'clock for more trusted advice that's right on the money.
Thank you.